All right, guys, let's start revising block number 4. Here's the learning outcome that we need to cover. We need to compare between the using different social networking and different communications way. We need to know about the Boolean statements and the reasoning in the real world systems. Understand the Boolean gates, which is very important topic. All right, differentiate between using and, or, not, and NAND gates. Understand about sets, which is relatedly union with intersections with different sets and the elements inside the sets. We need to know about the array, stack, and queue, which is a very important topic related to data structure, and we work practically with the arrays and get a lot of information about using the arrays. Now differentiate between binary and binary systems and how to convert from one to another. Talking about the color depth, the image resolution, and how this affecting about the image size. Differentiate between data and information, differentiate between the Unicode and the ASCII code, different variety of input and output devices and the function and uses for each device. Now with the techniques of searching and the effective ways of search, have a general idea about the videos and animation with some keywords related to produce a perfect and effective videos. Understand how to create a video and how to join this with a multiple shots. Now, let's start with an introduction to the computer. I'm going to define what the meaning of computer. A computer is a machine. The key thing related to the computer is its processing data. As we mentioned before, that the computer has 3 different stages: input, processing, and output. So the computer key thing, which is make the computer is a different machine, it's processing data. So you're going to give the computer a data in a digital form, whatever this data kind of, text, images, sounds, videos, whatever, and the computer must process this data and give you the information. So before going to this revision, can any one of you, I'm going to choose Mariam Fathi. Is it okay about your mic, Mariam, to differentiate between the definition of data and information?
Mic شغال.
Yes, okay. Can you differentiate between the definition of data and definition of the information? We explained this during our sessions.
الداتا رو يعني حاجات رو المفروض لسه هنشتغل فيها يعني.
It's the raw material, all right.
بس الانفورميشن دي يعني احنا اشتغلنا فيها already ويعني ايه عدلناها يعني.
Could you give collecting of data, صح؟
Collecting of data, this is related to the data. I'm talking about the information. Information, يا مريم, can you give me more suitable definition for the information?
تبقى data after processing بيبقى ليها meaning.
يبقى هي بس هي what I'm looking for in the information هي ال data after processing. أو ال data plus meaning. This is the definition that I'm looking for. Okay, the great advantages of the computer is storage capacity, which is you can use an internal storage devices or a cloud storage devices or an external storage devices. The high speed, the accuracy and reliability of the output comes from the computer, the connectivity. This is the 4 main great advantages of using a computer. Now, to another topic, which is differentiate between hardware and software. Hardware, as we mentioned before, which is the physical parts consists of the computer that you can see and touch. Any part of the computer that you can see and touch, hold it and move it from one place to another, this is what we call it hardware. The hardware يا آية متقسم ل 4 different categories under the topic of hardware. Can you mention the different 4 categories related to hardware? Aya Tariq, can you give me the 4 different categories related to the hardware?
مش عارفة نسمعني.
Thank you, يا آية. Thank you. Okay, John. John, can you give me the 4 categories related to hardware? Okay, type it يا جون وانا هقول لهم. use the text and typing in the chat, and I'm going to tell them if you know the answer طبعا. different categories related للهاردوير. الهاردوير بيتقسم عندي لجروب of categories تحتيه كان هم مين؟ Thank you يا جون. Okay, منا أيمن.
المotherboard.
المotherboard is a category.
ما حضرتك عايز ايه بالظبط عشان مش فاهمة.
عايزة المين categories اللي بيتقسم ليها الهاردوير consists of or the parts of the hardware is or are. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
عندي 3.
Yes, yes.
مش عارف الرابعة. الانبوت والاوتبوت والبروسيسنج.
Input, output, processing وstorage.
Storage.
Thank you very much, Yasif. Now the second part, which is software. احنا قلنا ان السوفتوير هي البروجرامز that tell the hardware what to do. The program itself is a number of lines of instructions or code. The computer going to follow this in sequence to get the output that you are looking for. The softwares عندي بتتقسم ل 2 parts, operating system and application software. Okay, now with this topic, the 3 main stages of the computer input, you are going to input the data in a digital form inside the computer. Processing, you are going to process this data in different ways, and then you get the information as an output. This is the definition of the data that you are looking for. Data is a raw material for the computer to produce the information, which is meaningless until you put it in the right context. And we get an example here related to data and information. When I give you such a thing, is it a code? Is it a group of series of numbers? Or when I process this data, just doing like this, oh, it's a date.
Like information, sir?
Yes. يبقى once إن أنا اديت a group of numbers, it's a data, meaningless, without anything. After processing, just adding these hashes to divide the data in a part, I put it in the right context. So it gives a meaning. Data plus meaning, this is the information. The different ways of measuring the storage capacity of your computer, فاحنا اتكلمنا على البيت, which is 0 or 1, representing the computer binary system. A byte 8 bits, and we said that this is used to store only 1 character. Mahmoud Ashraf, 8 bits to store 1 character. This is related to which type of working with text codes?
Aries.
8 bits to store a character. This is related to which type of working with text coding? Text coding, we're using 8 bits to present a letter.
بس أنا فاكره بس مش فاكر أكسي باين حاجة كده صح؟
ASCII
أيوة.
code يا محمود.
ASCII
okay.
code.
طيب, and the محمود برضو, the second way of coding the text for the different languages like Arabic language can mean the name of the way of coding the text.
مثلا بصراحة مش فاكر اسمه بس أنا عارفه يعني.
اللي هو مين بقى؟
مش فاكر اسمه.
Okay, Muhammad Ahmed, can you remember
Unicode?
the name of the second way
Unicode,
of
yes.
coding?
Unicode.
Unicode, excellent, thank you very much. Now, with Jiju, what we call it good input will deliver for you a good output, or garbage input will deliver for you a garbage output. As all of us doing this game, I'm taking the calculator and start inputting a group of numbers, then different operations, group of numbers, different operations, group of numbers, different operations. I think it's a game. فأنا بدي للكمبيوتر garbage input هيطلع لي error. لا أنت why you're doing ده هبل. But when you start give the computer a good input هو ده اللي هيديك accuracy reliable في good output اللي هيطلع لك من الكمبيوتر. Okay? Now with the numbering system, do you need to revise how to convert it from binary to decimal and from decimal to binary, guys? Do we need to have a look how to convert from the decimal to binary or binary to decimal?
لا مش تمام.
Tamam. Okay. So don't forget, if I'm asking you to show your work, you have to put the base 2 of power 0, 2 of power 1, 2 of power 2, 2 of power 3, 2 of power 4, and so on. And then you're going to put 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and then do the addition process to get the number they are looking for. Now, with the different ways of encoding the text, Unicode ya Mahmoud, which I use it for the different languages around the world. And all of the websites, for example, Facebook and Google, using the Unicode, not using the ASCII code. Because the ASCII code, I use it only to represent the English letters with the uppercase, lowercase, a punctuation mark to represent. Okay, the ASCII code, we have the old ASCII code, which 7-bit set of codes that allow of 128 different characters. And then we have the extended ASCII code, which is represented in 256 different characters. Okay, this is about encoding the text. And during our sessions, I give you an example how to convert a word with letters, for example, cat, to the binary codes for these letters. And I told you, be careful. So I'm asking you to convert using the ASCII code or the Unicode. It will be the same code, ya jama'a. It will be the same code, but a memory extension. If I'm talking about using a Unicode for 16 bits, so you have to put each character in a 16 units. When I'm asking you to represent letter A, capital A, in ASCII code, you are going to put the letter A in 8 bits. In the Unicode, be careful, I'm asking you to put it in 16 or 32. The only key things here is the place in the memory, especially for English. But in Arabic, it's a different thing, طبعا. You get the point of this? The difference between converting the text to ASCII code, using the ASCII code or Unicode, it's only reflecting to the computer memory. If you want to see the question again, let me give you an example. Yeah, okay, sure. Just a minute. Okay, here an example, guys, which we have a different characters need to convert it to the ASCII code. So we explained how to convert this and how we are going to work with such and convert it to the binary codes here. Now, this is the key thing that I'm asking for. If you are going to use the Unicode value for the letter A, you represent the letter A using an ASCII here. If you are going to use the Unicode to represent the letter A in a 16 bits, instead of using 8 bits, طيب ايه الديفرنس؟ ايه الديفرنس هنا اللي هيحصل to represent ال A يا إسلام؟ إسلام أحمد.
مس.
Okay, Islam. Now I have the letter A here using the ASCII code. If I want to use it using the 16 bits of Unicode, الديفرنس هنا هيحصل ايه؟
هزود بس 8 بيتس فاضيين على الشمال.
فاضيين دي يعني معناها ايه؟
يعني 0.
Okay, you are going to add 8 zeros to the left side. That's it. بس. You get the idea يا محمد أحمد؟
بس كان قصدي على اللي هو calculate size بتاع كلمة cap دي.
But this is not my question. I'm asking how to convert from unit to ASCII using 8 bits and 16 bits and the difference.
لا ده تمام ده تمام.
Okay? All right. Let's back to our revision. Okay. Now with the hardware and software, the storage devices, let's talk about the processing parts, motherboard. I'm going to give you a quick revision about these topics. The motherboard, we call it a motherboard because this is the main board inside the computer. All of the parts are linking inside your computer attached to the motherboard. A processor, a RAMs. If you want to link an audio, mic, a flash memory, all of the parts linked and connected to the motherboard with the largest board inside your computer. The second most important part was the central processing unit. Central processing unit equivalently a processor or the brain of the computer. And we explained this during explaining the programming block related to a part of the CPU. Arithmetic and logic unit for all the arithmetic operations you are doing inside the computer, and also a logic things, which is a comparisons. And also we have a second part related to CPU, which is the control unit. How to control all of the parts inside the computer with sending message between different parts. The abbreviations is very important. CPU, Central Processing Unit, ALU, Arithmetic and Logic Unit, CU, the control unit. Let's go to the most important part, which is comparison between RAM and ROM. The RAM is an stand for the word random access memory, random. Random access memory, from this word, you can guess that the RAM is read and write. So from read and write, you can change the content inside the RAM. So the RAM here is a temporary storage area for your files. So you're going to save it forever على one of the secondary storage devices, hard disk, flash memory, CD, DVD, or you're going to send it to a cloud-based storage. When you cut off the computer, the electricity, the RAM is volatile. This is about RAM. About the ROM, which is read-only memory. So this is the meaning that the ROM is you can use it only for read, not write. فالROM هنا is a fixed content. I use it to starting up a computer. The starting up a computer, we use a second name for this to represent. Which is yeah, Ephraim. A ROM, I use it for starting up the computer, which is we call it
اللي هي read only memory يعني صح؟
هي read only memory.
ده قصد
الجوب
حضرتك
بتاعتها
ولا إيه؟
الأساسية I use it with starting up a computer, or we call it, there's an abbreviation we call it for this.
booting.
Booting is not an abbreviation. في abbreviation معاهم starting up, booting, or an abbreviation as BIOS. Okay. Now with the input devices, I'm not going to revise all of these input devices, but you're going to read it, and you want you to ask me about anything, I'm ready. The different input devices, we have almost 24 different input devices. I'm not going to explain the difference between keyboard, mouse, touchpad, but the key input units that you need to revise. مش عيب، هو احنا ممكن يجي لك سؤال على الكيبورد والماوس والتراكر بول عادي جدا، مفيش أي مشكلة. Basic question. But if you need to revise this, you're going to revise the OMR, which is an abbreviation يا حازم for حازم شريف. OMR is an abbreviation for حازم. حازم. ماشي يا مصطفى. اوكي، بما ان حازم مش موجود او عنده مشكلة، اوكي تايب ات يا حازم، تايب ات على الشات. No problem. شباب اللي هختاره عنده مشكلة في الكويستشن type your answer.
أقولها؟
لا
طيب.
يا آية ثواني، ادي حازم بس دقيقة واحدة. هيا حازم. OMR. حازم. Okay, it's an optical mark recognition. Okay, so you're going to revise all of the input devices. I'm ready if you need to ask about any of these devices. Also about the output devices.
هو بعتها في الشات.
ايوه انا قلت له تمام، انا شفتها وعشان كده قلت له optical mark recognition، ومصطفى صدقي بعتها برايفت قبليه، ف thank you both. طيب بالنسبه للاوتبوت ديفايسز برضو I'm not going to waste our revision time على ال printers وال types of printers وال multimedia projector وال monitors وال plotter. So you're going to read it. I'm ready to receive your questions anytime. Now, for the second storage devices, and we said that it is a secondary storage devices because the main or primary storage devices here RAM. About the secondary storage, I'm going to concentrate on in عندنا magnetic type, which is like the hard disk والmagnetic tapes, optical like the CDs, DVD, Blu-ray, solid state like the flash memory and flash card. Minna Mahmoud, can you tell me the difference between CD, DVD, and Blu-ray? Minna Mahmoud, do you remember the difference between the CD, DVD, and Blu-ray?
لا.
مي، يبقى خدتهم مرة واحدة كده.
نقول معلش السؤال ايه؟
The difference between CD, DVD, and Blu-ray. التلاتة optical storage devices. التلاتة with the same shape. But there is a key thing to difference between the CD, DVD, and Blu-ray. One word. I just need a one word.
لا والله مش مذاكرة يا مس معلش.
Thank you very much.
شكرا.
محمود معجزة. محمود. يا محمود.
محمود أنا ولا؟
لا محمود جريد 12 معجزة. محمود. محمود مش معانا. طيب نقول رؤى. رؤى
أيوة.
ها I just need only one word.
مش فاكرة قوي يعني، بس كان ال CD حاجة ما نعرفش يعني نمسحها من عليه، حاجة ثانية هفتكر، مش عارفة.
About to read and write is not the key thing.
السبيس اللي بيقدر ياخدها.
storage capacity. هي دي. CD والDVD والبلوراي المين difference ما بينهم هي storage capacity. The data it can hold من الثلاثة. This is the keyword that I'm looking for. Okay. Software, as we mentioned, that we have operating system and application software. Application, which is a small software, not a small in the size but small in doing tasks. The application software, you are going to assign one task for each software. Presentation in PowerPoint, Word for writing documents, Excel for equations and presenting the graphs, Movie Maker for editing videos, and all of these. Now, with the operating system, we need to mention that we have a manager able to deal with all of the computer parts, running the applications, managing input and output, presenting the errors, managing the security of your computer, managing the CPU time, all of these done by the operating system. The operating system عندي different types. I'm going back to the mode. The operating system, we have two main types. Command line interface, which is CLI, command line interface. So it's a text-based, and you need to type each single letter, each word accurately. Be careful with the capital and small, as we tried this during our programming sessions. If you type it with a capital different than the small and so on. So text only, it's the powerful and great flexibility. Even if you lose your GUI operating system, you can manage this using the CLI. So this is the area of only the professionals, the engineers, the scientists, the computer science with programmers. So الدنيا بقت limited جدا using the computer by using only the command line interface. And now we have the second type of operating system, which is GUI, graphical user interface. And we mentioned that the GUI is working depending on WIMP. WIMP is an abbreviation for Windows, icons, menus, and pointer. This will give the flexibility of the GUI to let anybody can use it. Give your mobile phone to a child, هيفتح الجيم وهيلعب وهيجيب سكور وهيتنقل from one application to another. So it's an easy interface, interesting interface, and it's a multitasking. Well, the meaning of multitasking, so let's back to here. The modes of operating system: single program, multitasking, or multi-user. Single program as DOS. It can only run one program at a time. But multitasking can run many programs at the same time. It depends طبعا about your memory and the CPU time. But you can open the internet for doing search, open a PowerPoint program to get the information and add it here, listen to a music, and doing multitasking. Multi-user operating system allow many people to log into a computer and use it at the same time. And we explained two different examples related to this type: banking or supermarket. Okay, about types of processing.
معلش هي الدوس وكده موجودة فين في الكتاب؟
يعني ايه موجودة فين في الكتاب؟ الكومباريزن دي single program والمالتي تاسكينج والمالتي يوزر. عندك في بلوك 4 محطوطة بنفس التيبل ده بالظبط.
هو أنا ألاقي ال CLI وال
page
GUI.
87.
page 87. thank you يا روبي.
أوكي تمام شكرا.
you get it. كل ده
اه
من الشيتس والشغل بتاعنا، مفيش أي حاجة، احنا بنعمل ريفيجن مش بنشرح، فأكيد هتلاقي كل ده موجود. Okay, about the different types of processing data. We have the batch processing, real time, and online. Okay, the batch processing means that you are going to collect the data for a certain period of time, for example, daily, weekly, or monthly, and then process all of these data once when the computer is not busy. As employee's salary. أنا هاخد الريت بتاعهم على الشهر كله، كل الشغل بتاع الشهر بالخصومات بالزيادات بلا بلا بلا، and then at the end of the month a whole certain period of time I'm going to process الداتا. البيلينج systems في الالكتريسيتي في الووتر whatever different billing systems باخدها على a certain period of time and then I'm going to process the data once. For real time you need to process the data immediately حالا as an intensive care. Online data input will be processed as soon as delivered على a group of connections and connectivity. This is about hardware and software. All right, now with the logic gates. Logic gate section related to this block, احنا we are going to talk about two different things. الجزء الأولاني السيتس وحضراتكم أساتذة using الماث من قديم الأزل. So السيتس هي collections of objects or elements or members in a one set. Okay, أخذنا الunion، أخذنا الintersection، difference between sets. It's a very important question and we faced a question in the past paper 2019 about this section. You're going to get a different elements inside a set, for example like this one, and I'm asking you about the intersection of two sets A and B. فالintersection هنا هيكون مين يا فاطمة؟ فاطمة I know that you love الماث طبعا وزي الفل. ها
ال 6 وال 9 وال 7 وال 12.
raise your voice a little bit يا فاطمة.
ال 6 وال 9 وال 7 وال 12.
So this is the intersection. About the union.
اليونيون ايه؟
الunion between the two sets. الunion of the two sets.
كل اللي موجودين.
All of the elements. ولو في element بتكرر أكيد طبعا I'm not going to add it twice. هو بيتحط مرة واحدة. Okay. This is the most important part. Logic gates. Logic gates, we have 4 different gates you need to know all of things about. And, or, not, NAND. So when you start explaining not, I have only one output and one input and one output. For not means reverse. If I'm inputting 0, I will get 1. If I'm inputting 1, I will get 0. This is about not. Or, the key thing of the or يا روان. روان, about the or gates truth table.
ايوه مس.
Yes, about the or gate truth table.
لو الأور
Yes.
لو هي 0 0 تبقى 0، لو في واحدة 1 هتبقى 1.
Okay, if I have only a single 1, it will work. فهتجيب لي a 1. only one situation I will get 0 لو ال 2 inputs ب0. طب ال AND يا رزان؟
الأند لازم تكون 0 0 عشان لازم قصدي لازم تكون 1 و1 عشان يديني 1 وباقي
Okay,
كله
if I
هيكون
have
0.
2 ones it work unless I will get 0. طب رزان معلش I'm sorry about ال NAND بقى.
عكسها بقى.
A reverse of ال AND. Okay, can we gonna to start solving such one? This one? Okay, let me have a new slide and start solving this one. Here we have X and Y. يا محمد يا أحمد. 2 inputs. X and Y. يبقى التابل بتاعي هيكونتين كام alternative؟
4.
إزاي؟
هتبقى
عرفت
نعمل
منين؟
2 power 2.
2 of power 2. Okay, because I have the base 2, I have different 2 inputs. يبقى أنا عندي 4 different alternatives. Now I'm going to type here.
بس هي كانت 2 power 2 صح؟ يعني كنا بنعمل
2 هو البيز of power number of variables اللي عندك. فأنت عندك هنا X and Y يبقى 2 of power 2. لو عندي X, Y, Z يبقى 2 of power 3. لو عندي A, B, C, D يبقى 2 of power 4 and so on.
ممكن تاني الحتة دي معلش.
Okay, I need to know a number of alternatives to start designing الtrace table بتاعي, الtruth table بتاعي. For doing this, أنا هعرف منين ال number of options. I have 2 as a base, and then you add a number of elements في power. فهنا I have X and Y. يبقى أنا عندي 2 of power 2. يبقى هيديني كام option؟ 4.
تمام.
If I have X, Y, and Z يبقى 2 of power 3. يبقى هيديك 8. لو عندي A, B, C, D يبقى 2 of power 4 and so on. طيب I have here X and Y. وهبتدي أملى التابل. فأنا عندي متفقين عليها how to start filling this table. 0 0 1 1. This is for the first column, and then 0 1 0 1. Now I'm going to take X and Y. So how I'm going to write, Ahmed Usama يكتبها لي على الchat. How I'm going to write the algebra equation for X and Y. Because when you start explaining the logic gates يا شباب, we talked about 3 different forms. How to draw a logic gate, how to write an algebra form إذا أنت اللي هتطلع الإيكويشن وتطلع لي الفورم منها, and how to start designing your trace table. X and Y الكونكشن ما بينهم بيكون ايه يا احمد يا اسامه؟ ماشي, ده منا ايمن. احمد اسامه ما بعتليش لسه.
بس هو ايه السؤال تاني معلش؟
السؤال if I want to write an algebra form for X and Y بكتبها ازاي؟
بتاعتهم كلهم على بعض يعني من اول ما دخل الانبوت لحد ما طلع الاوتبوت؟
لا انا عايزه X and Y بس. X and Y بكتبها XY. المفروض ان الكونكاتينيشن ما بينهم هي الدوت, واحيانا انا ما بستخدمهاش. الدوت انا بستخدمها اكتر مع الناند، لان انا باجي بقول له لو انا عايزه اكس ناند واي فانا بسيب سبيس بالشكل ده وبحط دوت. when I start reading this فانا بقول كده x ناند y. لو انا كتبت كده يبقى دي x and y or like this هتتقري برضو x and y. طب x and y يا منى ايمن يلا عشان انتي بعتيها لي tell me.
x and y هتبقى 0 0 1 0 أو 1.
تمام دي ال x and y. طب starting with السكشن الثاني I have x not y not using الانفرتر here. يبقى انا هعمل ايه هنا؟
أقولها برضو؟
yes.
not x
sorry يا شباب I'm
1
not going to able adding الداش بس احنا هنعتبر انها موجودة عشان بس التايم. ها
1 1 0 0.
تمام والواي
1 0 1 0.
okay. now here x dash y dash ها
1 0 0 0.
تمام طيب now what I need إني أعمل ending between x y this section. خلينا تتشينج ال color و x dash and y dash هعمل لهم oring. في الأور يا محمود what I'm asking for I'm using ال plus. this is عشان the way of writing ال algebra of اللوجيك جيتس. فأنا بقول له x y
انا عارفها
plus.
بس انا ما كنتش فاهم السؤال نفسه يعني.
تمام اوكي.
عارف ان المفروض تكتب اكس واي واكس بلس واي.
اوكي x y plus x dash y dash فيبقى كده oring. اوكي يلا يا منوش.
0 1
sorry
1 0 0 1
1 0 0 1. تمام any questions about this? Any questions about the logic gates and how to write the algebra section and how to start designing a trace table?
آخر كولوم تاني بس.
آخر column I'm talking about the OR gate. ال OR gate الرول بتاعتها بتقول you will get 1 if any of the two sides having 1 and you will get 0 if the two sides have 0. فأنا عندي هنا أهو 0 or 0 0 or 1 يبقى I get 1. هنا عندي 0 or 0 يبقى ب0 0 or 0 يبقى ب0 1 or 0 يبقى ب1. تمام؟
تمام اوكي ماشي.
Okay. Now with the animation section I know it's 11 5. أنا هخلي الانيميشن سكشن مع الجزء الجاي. فأي سؤال في أي حاجة إحنا عملنا لها كفرنج اسأل وراجع البلوك.